Welcome back. This go round we're going to take a look at a fighter for the Neo Geo called Voltage Fighter Gowcaizer. Now you might be wondering, what the shit is Voltage Fighter Gowcaizer? Alright, basically it's based off an anime. Now to be honest with you, I don't know whether the anime is necessarily good or bad. You know, you can let me know in the comment section, but a lot of people I heard say it's pretty shitty. But I'm not going to go into that. But here we got a fighting game. It's by Technos, and it's rated at, I think it's 186 megs. It came out in 1995. And the designer of this game, as far as like the graphics and all, he actually designed the characters or animation for the Fatal Fury movies, which is really cool. And the characters in here actually look like the anime, because I've seen like kind of like clips on it, and the characters actually do resemble the that anime type of look, which is really cool. But the thing is that does it stand out from the amount of fighters that were out at the time? You know, especially in 1995, you had some big heavy hitters at that time. You had the King of Fighters 95, you had Samurai Shodown 3, you know, and you still had Street Fighter that was still relevant back then. So that's what we're going to take a look at. Alright. Alright, I don't know what the hell I have to set this to. I don't know, I'll go for easy for right now. Okay. You have a pretty eclectic cast of characters here, which is pretty neat. I'm going to go with the main protagonist, which is Gowcaizer. What the unique feature about this game is that when you defeat an opponent, you have the ability to take that opponent's weapon, which is actually really cool. And I think it's unique, and it adds a little bit of extra flair to a fighting game. Now, the button layout is very similar to kind of like Fatal Fury or like a King of Fighters. We have a light punch, a hard punch, and light kick, hard kick, that type of thing. To be honest with you, this game, in other words, is like I said, I like certain unique aspects of it. I think the one thing you're going to look at is going to really stand out is the graphics, as far as the size of the characters, because the characters have that kind of like art of fighting type of hugeness, or whatever you want to call them. And it has that the scaling effects and things like that that people have come to know and love through the Neo Geo. Now, while some of the characters themselves look, they're fairly decent looking, the stiffness and the frames of animation quite aren't there. And where that comes into play is when you actually see where it says you can take, you know, that person's weapon. I'm just going to be like, no for now. But you can, I guess I can use CPU. I'll go with this, I'll go with the chick right here. Or maybe not. I'll go with her. She has a pretty decent background. So it makes it a little hard to combo into certain things. It still has combinations, but it's not a deep fighter, let's say, as King of Fighters or Street Fighter. Background-wise, the backgrounds are pretty nice, as you can see here. You got the club going on. You know, you got the monitor in the background, which is really cool. The thing is like I said, the main issue with the game is kind of the stiffness in the controls, and really the lack of really innovation, because while it's really cool that you can actually take the defeated opponent's weapons, it's not enough to sustain the game, considering it's not as deep of a fighter as the aforementioned fighters. That's where it kind of suffers. Now, it's not a terrible game or a horrible game by no means, but what happens is because of the lack of depth in the game, it puts the game into the average category, because you got to look at it for the time frame. I mean, if this would have came out many years before, you know, Street Fighter and things like that, it would be in a league of its own. But because of the lack of innovation, only just for taking that person's weapon, there's not much really here that's going to keep you playing for hours and hours on end. But like I said, the backgrounds are really cool. The sound effects are pretty decent. The music is kind of catchy. I'm not saying it's necessarily iPod worthy, but it's not harmful to the ears either. So for now. As far as characters and all, like I said, it's a pretty unique cast here. I haven't seen the anime, so I can't say how the interaction is or have a certain love towards the characters. To me, they're kind of like goofy and awkward because, like I said, because of the frames of animation. But I do like that the fact that they are well drawn and they're unique. They have a certain sense of personality, like this kind of like fake Captain America type of guy. I think it's really cool in that sense. But now, is it a recommendation from me? Yeah and no. If you're a casual fighting game fan, probably you're not going to have any interest in it because you might pick it up and be like, oh, okay, this is not a bad game, but it probably won't hold your interest for that amount of time. Maybe it might be 20 minutes, half hour max, and then you'll probably get bored of it. Now, for the hardcore fighting game fans, if you want it for your collection, you know, I can't knock you for it. But the thing is that there are better fighters out there. So my big thing to do is actually check it out via emulation and see if you really get it. Because this game came out for the Neo Geo AS, the MVS, the Neo Geo CD, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it actually came out for the Japanese PlayStation. Now, from what I understand, that's a pretty shitty version of it. I mean, it's even choppier than certain aspects of this game because of the PlayStation RAM issue. So, you might not actually be getting the true full experience. But, you know, give it a good old kick on MAME and there shouldn't be really too much of a problem. So, but yeah, like I said, the thing is, if you're a big, huge fan of the anime, that could give you reason enough to actually check it out. Or if you like, you know, that unique type of look, I'll give it that. But the only thing I'm saying is the originality and the lack of uniqueness is the only thing that truly holds this game back. I mean, frames of animation aside, as far as combination is one thing, but like I said, that plays into that whole depth part. So, but I do recommend you playing it. It's not a horrible game, but it just feels, for the time it came out, that it's really average. But you might like it because of, like I said, because of the characters, and, you know, they're different looking, because it's very hard to get transition, like characters from an anime into, what do you call it, a fighting game. And sometimes, a lot of times it fails, but like I said, I've never seen the anime, and I think this does a really good job of actually seeing the character on screen looking here, and you can identify with the characters, so I think that's really cool. So, yeah, so definitely give it a check out. I don't think it's a must-buy, unless you're a die-hard collector. But, yeah, if you see it, you know, try it out, you like it, go for it. But other than that, it might be one that you might want to pass on, or just try for a couple minutes and then just move on to better offerings. Alright then, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of extra gameplay, and then I'm out this bitch. Take care.